And the other bizarre story that I've been reading this week is, do we know what the royal family might call you, Rob or Samara? Do you know any members of the royal family? Do you know what they might say about you?
Cuddle snuggles.
I don't know if it's broadcastable what they might.
Really?
No, I'm joking.
I mean, I know that Harry once pointed in my face. He wasn't very complimentary once about a story that I did when I was on the News of the World. And that was quite fun. So he wasn't very complimentary then, no.
So he didn't call you "Hey Sugar," because these are messages that have come out.
And I never called him Your Royal Highness either. I think I called him Mate.
Oof.
I think that was the thing, yeah.
Because these are messages that have come out at the end of Harry's very long.
Go on, read it out, because I think it is quite amazing. Go on.
There's messages shared with that have come out in evidence literally on the final day, showing that Harry was in contact with a newspaper journalist, despite I think some heavy denials earlier in the trial.
Who was it, Charlotte?
It was Charlotte Griffiths at the Mail on Sunday, and he messaged her saying it was after they'd hung out at a party, saying "Hey Sugar" and "Miss our movie snuggles."
Oh, I thought he never talked to journalists.
That's what he's saying. Then other messages he was saying, like, "I'm going to be hungover again for the third day running." And then also, one of the messages that stood out to me was he wrote that he had to make polite conversation with strange people at a dinner last night, begging them for money for charity.
Mm.
Now, what a horrible and hard life he does lead.
But he's given evidence that he has no interaction or leaks with journalists, and nor did any of his friends. He gave evidence to that effect. So is he lying?
But it also just debunks his entire narrative that his life is destroyed and ruined by the press that has just hounded him since he was a child, and he just can't get away from them, and all he wants is privacy. I mean, when you're messaging a journalist like that just shows
That's
that
where I went wrong. In my 35 years ago in the royal family, I never offered myself as weekend cinema snuggles.
That was the problem all along. I mean, it also shows his sort of debaucherous lifestyle at the time. I mean, being hungover a third day in a row. All right, Harry, like, gosh, I thought you were on duty. It just, it's very casual.
I'm quite shocked by it, actually.
I
mean, I think it's quite shocking. Number one, that he's lied openly in court. I mean, that's pretty appalling. But more important, strangely, is what on earth is going on with these messages? And why are you then saying, I thought he was going out with someone then, wasn't he? Was he with Chelsea or someone, or was he in between?
Yeah,
I mean, it all seems a little bit weird to me.
But again, we only see the messages. Anything more about that, about Harry lying, or about any kind of, as you're talking about,
we do know that
and
he
stuff
said
like that.
in court, we do know he said that his circle
did not leak, and he didn't.
But he clearly then is not including himself in that circle.
Yeah.
That was vintage Harry, wasn't it? That was him before Meghan and before he became sort of very paranoid about the media and all that.
Read it again, because that snuggle, what did he call her?
He was caught messaging a journalist saying, "Hey Sugar," and in that message...
sugar, what? Just sugar?
Hey Sugar.
Okay.
And he said that he misses our movie snuggles.
What on earth is he...
That's got to... OK.
Well, they've been to the back row of the pictures.
These are extraordinary... Well, look, that's all we know
Anything
from
for a story.
the messages.
Anything for a story.
But that's quite... I don't blame her. I think that's great. She's
I'm just interested in what you think that Harry might send you in a text message if he ever had your number, Rob, or Samara. What do you think? You're not "Hey Sugar," but how do you think he would address?
Well, I remember I did the story about him when I was on the News of the World about him making a racist comment, and it was a big splash at the time, and against one of his army colleagues when he was a cadet, and he said to me, "Where's your secret camera?" And I said, "Well, with the greatest respect, mate, it was your camera, your racist comment, and someone in your circle that obviously handed over the video." Which I had to apologise for, and I did apologise. I apologise for calling him mate, because he's not my mate.
This is a story. I remember the story. It was on the way back from
he called another cadet our little something, and it was appalling. And
once, when I was at Invictus Games a while ago, I don't know if you knew who I was, but he was clearing up some little cones, because there was an event and he was just kind of just because he was there, and he did jokingly pretend to kind of throw it at me. I think that's the only chance that he
No,
could have said something
I mean,
to me.
he
But he
can
wouldn't
be.
have called me Hey Sugar. Anyway.
No, I remember
let's,
being on a plane with him, flying to New Zealand. I just broke the story that he was quitting the army. And he was quite good, actually. He came back. He was, there was only a few of us on the trip. And he came back and I said, well, what are you going to do? And he said, I'm going to try and really do a lot for guys with prosthetics, with the army. And I met this guy in Australia who's got this special procedure. He said, but you'll probably find out about what I'm doing next before me. So he was always a bit chippy with me. But he's all right. I think he's okay. But, a nice little snuggle sugar. It's a nice little man, really nice. I like it.
Extraordinary.
Snuggle buddy, or whatever he calls her.
Oh, I've got another third quite interesting story on my list. So Thomas Markle has found romance.
Yeah.
This is a story about a nurse, a Filipino nurse, 35 years younger than him, 2 years older than Meghan. I mean...
Rio is her name, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's no fool like an old fool, that's all I can say.
But look, he's had a rough year.
It's great. He looks.
She's not trying to sort of take advantage of this whole man, is she?
She didn't even know he was a Markle.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what she's claiming.
Yeah, okay. Well, she knows.
It'd be nice
colour
to
of a
just be
greenback,
happy out there.
wasn't
Look, I've met him, I spoke to him. I think he's very troubled. He's very stressed over the thing that happened with Meghan, and it's really affected him badly. He's got out of Mexico. He's living in the Philippines. Yeah. He's lost half of his leg. Come on, we're looking for a bit of happiness. Apparently,
she's restored his speech, which is just such good news. I mean, that man has been through hell. I genuinely thought Meghan would be the death of him. But clearly, Rio has reinstilled his, lust for life. And I'm happy about that. I mean, he really has. That family, even when we talk about money, they actually don't have that much. That was a lot of the reason why they were in such peril and why he had to get his leg amputated and all that, because his health was terrible. He wasn't getting the help he needed. So they met in this rehabilitation centre and they've been living there and they're living there for the foreseeable. And I think it's just happy. I mean, he said in quotes that he never thought that he'd get over Meghan, and now he kind of has. So will Meghan be... Will Meghan be
stepmom, maybe,
at the wedding.
Yeah, look, stepmom 2 years older.
I mean, you're clearly an incurable romantic. I'm an incurable cynic. I really am.
I sympathise with the Markles. They're salt of the earth people who have been so wronged.
Me and Samara have empathy and we have heart, Robert. Okay.
I'm just a bit cynical about the whole thing, to be honest.
You're in a cynical mood today.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, I just am. I must be honest. The whole of this show, what's slightly blown me away is the story that you kept about the journalists and the cinema snuggles. And I think that's, if you actually stop and think about that for a while, it's extraordinary that he's had the front to go to court and fight these cases and say he has nothing to do with journalists when he's been sending messages about I'm sugar and I miss our cinema snuggles. That, to me, beggars belief.
It's an extraordinary way to end the trial, the 9-week trial, to end it on those messages. A couple other stories this week. How do you feel about beards and moustaches? Because Prince William obviously famously, developed or grew a beard. He scared Charlotte. He told us in Cape Town. He said that Charlotte cried when she first saw Princess Charlotte.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I thought it was Charlotte Griffiths.
No. Different. He scared Princess Charlotte. She was in tears when she first saw his beard. But he was at the Mercian Regiment a couple of days ago, and the trend now, Samara, you know, with this is for many of the soldiers to have rather resplendent moustaches, and he joked that maybe he would shave his beard off and have a moustache.
I think he'd much prefer to have your head of hair back, I think, to be honest, than a beard. But now he's lost his hair on the top, he's gone for the beard. It suits him. It's a sort of very kingly look, isn't it? It's like George V, and it's that sort of look.
A bit Tsar Nicholas.
Tsar Nicholas, yeah. Well, they were like cousins, weren't they? They look very similar. So I think it suits him. And obviously his wife must like it, otherwise he wouldn't have it.
I agree, but I also sympathise with Charlotte. I remember during my childhood, my dad came back from a work trip with a beard, and I almost had a 1-2. I couldn't handle it. It's it is scary. We know William in such a way, and to see him change his look up, because he's so sort of straight edge.
I think moustache should be more worrying.
That would be
70s.
That would be mental breakdown.
70s look.
He's a man. For me now, he is a man with a beard. He shouldn't be a man with a moustache. That's what he is now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I can't barely remember him without a beard. He's a bearded man now. But anyway, no moustache, please. Right.
Yeah, moustache is very sort of, Magnum.
Yeah,
and things like that.
very
It's
much.
the 1970s and 80s look,
Yeah.
which is a bit dated. I think that would really be. I can't imagine a king with just
No,
that.
don't do it, William.